Welcome students. Today we will learn the topic of balancing a chemical equation and how to write a chemical reaction in the form of a balanced equation. So before going into the topic, please do subscribe for the channel. Examples, we have seen that the number of atoms on the product side and the number of atoms on the reactant sides are different. And also, according to law of conservation of mass, we have seen that the reactants and product side, that means the atoms are neither created nor destroyed. So the total number of atoms on the reactant side and product side should be same. So for this, we need to balance a chemical equation. So now we will see how to balance a chemical equation. So first, we will see an examples. Calcium oxide is reacting with water and forming calcium hydroxide. So here the number of atoms are different, we have seen. So now, the unbalanced, see here calcium is 1, oxygen is 1, hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is 1. That means you have calcium atoms 1, oxygen atoms 2 and hydrogen atoms are 2. Okay, and here you have calcium atom 1, oxygen atoms 2, hydrogen atoms are 2. So here, total here, this side we have 5 and this side also we have 5. That means here the number of atoms on the reactant side and the number of atoms on the product side are same. Hence, this is called a balanced equation. Is it clear? So in some cases, we don't get the balanced equation always. Is it clear? So there is a need to change, that means there is a change to balance the equation. So now here see, while balancing the chemical equations, we need to consider the formula units. Is it clear? So what is a formula unit? So the compound is nothing but it is formed by different atoms. So this is called as formula unit. So one formula unit, that is CaO. So this is one formula unit. Either it can be atom, it can be ion or it can be a molecule. Is it clear? So now this one formula unit, what it contains? It contains one calcium ion and one oxygen ion. Why I am saying ion? Because it is not an atom. Because it is a compound. That means calcium is mixed with oxygen. Is it clear? So it is a molecule. So in a molecule we have ions, positive ions and negative ions. So in this calcium oxide we have one calcium ion and one oxygen ion. So now while balancing the chemical equations, we need to keep in mind that we need to add the coefficients, but we should not change the ratio of the atoms. That means suppose here see, for example it is H2O. Is it clear? So this is a ratio. That means for a water molecule to form, we need 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom for a water molecule to form. So when you are balancing this equation, if you write it as H3O, that means to balance hydrogens, if you write it as H3O. So this H3O has changed the ratio. Is it clear? That means for a water molecule, this is the ratio. So when you write this, what happens? Hydrogens will be 3 and oxygens will be 1. So here, the composition of the molecule has been changed. That means the ratio of atoms has been changed. So it changes the atom. That means it changes the molecule. Because H2O is the formula for water and H3O is the formula for another molecule. Is it clear? So always when you balance the chemical equation, you need to add the numbers before the formula unit. That means you need to add it as the coefficients. Is it clear? So now we will see this by an example. Now we will take the example for better understanding. water. So what is the water? It contains hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Here. So this is the chemical equation written for water. So H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. Is it clear? So now here these two are called as reactants and this is called as product. Is it clear? Now see how many hydrogen atoms are there? 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay. And 2 oxygen atoms. So total how many atoms are there? 4 atoms are there. Is it clear? So this side you have hydrogen atoms as 2 and oxygen atom as 1. Is it clear? So total how many atoms are there? 3 atoms. Is it clear? So here the number of atoms on the product side and number of atoms on the reactant sides, are they same? No. Is it clear? So this unbalanced chemical equation, is it clear? That means the equation we get without balancing. That means the equation written in a unbalanced manner is nothing but called as skeleton equation. So what is the definition of skeleton equation? The unbalanced chemical reaction showing the molecules, that means showing the reactants and products, is nothing but called as skeleton equation. Now we will see how to write a balanced equation. So this is a skeleton equation. So for skeleton equation to do as a balanced equation, what are the steps we will see. Is it clear? So what is called as a balanced equation? If the number of atoms, that is the total mass on the reactant side is equal to the total mass of products, then it is called as a balanced equation. That means in simpler form, the number of atoms on the reactant side should be same as the number of atoms of product side. Then it is called as a balanced equation. Now we will see how to balance a chemical equation. So here first you make a table. That means first you need to write the equation. So from this assume. So what are the number of hydrogens? 2. And number of oxygens? 2. Okay. And what are the reactant side? How many number of hydrogen atoms? 2. Okay. And how many number of oxygen atoms? 1. Is it clear? First I will consider hydrogen. So hydrogen atoms on the reactant side are 2 and on the product side are also 2. So it is equal. So there is no need of changing this. Now here oxygen atoms are 2 and oxygen atom is 1. That means I have to add another 1 atom over here. So now see, suppose if I add it here, already I have said you. So if I add it here, what it becomes? H2O2. Is it clear? That means here we have changed the ratio of atoms. So that we should not do. Is it clear? So we need to add this. So here it is 1. So another 1. So that means it becomes 2. So always I need to add the number before the molecule. That means before the formula unit I need to add the number. Why it should not be added as subscript? Because it will change the composition of the molecule. Is it clear? Now again I will consider. After writing this 2 I will consider. So here I did not change anything. So here hydrogen will be 2 and oxygen will be 2. But here I will see now. Okay. So here hydrogens. How many hydrogens have become? H2. This 2 subscript will be multiplied with this number. Is it clear? So 2 into 2. How many? 4. Okay. Next. There is nothing over here. So it is oxygen 1 and this is multiplied with. That means this 2 is applicable to the whole formula unit. Is it clear? So now for easy understanding, generally multiply this with 2. So 2 into 2. 4 and 1 into 2 is 2. Is it clear? So now hydrogens are 4, oxygens are 2. Compare that with the reactant side. and oxygens 2. Okay, here also 4, 2. See now, hydrogens are 4 on the reactant side and hydrogens are 4 on the product side. And oxygens are 2 on the reactant side and oxygens are 2 on the reactant side. So from this we can say that the equation is balanced. Why? Because the number of atoms on the reactant side and the number of atoms on the product side are equal. That means, so now this 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O is the balanced equation for water formation. And the equation which we have written, H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. This is an unbalanced equation. So this equation is called as skeleton equation, and this 2H2 plus O2 gives rise to 2H2O is called as a balanced equation. So this is the way we will represent the balanced equation. So now we will see with some examples for your clear understanding how to balance the chemical equation. Now we will see an example for balancing the equation. How to balance the equation. Here we will take the combustion of propane. So propane is nothing but propane is a gas which is colorless and odorless. That is, it does not have any smell. So what are the uses of propane? Means generally it will be used for cooking fuel. It is used as a cooking fuel. Okay. So now what I am doing? I am combustion. That is combusting this C3H8. So in your lower classes you have learned about combustion. So combustion is nothing but burning in air. Is it clear? So now I am burning this propane in air. So it forms carbon dioxide and water. Is it clear? So for this I am writing the equation. That is the reaction of this in word form. So word form is propane is combusted in air, gives rise to carbon dioxide and water. So now we will write this in a skeleton form. That is by using formulas. Okay. So now if I write in formulas, so propane is C3H8 plus air is nothing but for combustion oxygen will be used. So you can think, teacher, you have said it as air, but air contains different types of gases. But here for combustion always oxygen will be used. Is it clear? Gives rise to carbon dioxide, CO2 plus water is H2O. Is it clear? So now this is the equation written. So now what are the steps for balancing a chemical equation? We will see. So first, this is the equation we got for combustion of propane. So here you see C3H8. Here it is C, only one. H8, hydrogens 8. Here it is 2. So by this simple, we can say this is a unbalanced equation. So this unbalanced equation is nothing but called as skeleton equation. This unbalanced chemical equation is nothing but called as skeleton equation. So what is the first step we need to do for balancing a chemical equation? So first step is nothing but, this is the step 1, that is writing a skeleton equation. Now we will see step 2. So for step 2, what we need to do? We need to check the number of atoms of each molecule or each compound. So first I am considering the reactant side. So you can make a table like this if you want. Why table means? It will be of easy understanding. So I am writing the element. Okay. And here I am writing RHS side and LHS side. Is it clear? So RHS side is nothing but reactants. LHS side are nothing but products. Okay. Now first I am considering this C3H8 is one formula unit, and this C3H8 molecule has carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms. So now I am writing the carbon atoms. So how many carbon atoms are there here? 3. Okay. Next, on the left hand side, that means products. So how many carbon atoms are there? Only 1. Okay. Now here 2 and here it is 1. So total 3 are there. Okay. So this is the first step. Second step we will do. Okay. Now consider here it is 3, here it is 1. Here it is 8, 2. 2 and 3. Now see, if I first we will see with carbon. Okay. So here carbons are 3. Here it is 1. So where I have to change? I have to change here. Why? Because if I change this, that means if I increase the number of carbon atoms here, then these both will be same. So what I will do? I will multiply this with 3. So that I will get the 3. So 3. Okay. So now here I will write it with 3. Okay. Now after writing it with 3, now what I have done? I have written this as 3. Okay, I have multiplied it with 3 and I have written here 3. So now here 3 carbon atoms. Here 3, here 3. It is balanced. Now we will go for hydrogen. So hydrogen here it is 8 and here it is 2. Okay. So now where I have to increase the number of hydrogens? Here I need to increase. So here it is 8, here it is 2. So if I multiply it with 4, I will get 8. Is it clear? So I will write 4 over here. Is it clear? So 4 into 2. This will become 8. So here 8, here 8. Balanced. Now I will go for oxygen. So oxygens. Here I have 2 and here I have 3. So where I have to balance it? Here I need to balance it. Is it clear? So here if I write, see I want to make it as 3. Okay, so can I get here 3 into, if I multiply 2 with any number, can I get 3? No. Is it clear? So what I will do here, see, I will write it as 3. That means I will multiply this 3 with, I will multiply this 3 with 2. Okay, so what I will get here? 6. Okay, in the same way, now here it has become 6 and here it has become 3. So I need to balance this one also. So I will multiply this also with 2. So I will get 6. So wherever oxygen is there, I need to place here. On the right hand side I need to place 3. So oxygen is here. So I will place 3. Okay. And in the RHS side. Okay. So I need to have 6. So now see 6. 3 into 2. 6 and 4 O. Is it clear? So now I have balanced right hand side. Okay. See, now after multiplying this I have got 6, 6. Okay. Now I will check whether 6 atoms are there on the left hand side. See, on the left hand side I have 3 oxygens are 2 into 3. That means I have got 6. Okay, 6. And again I have 4O, that is 4 into O, 4O, that is 4. That means 6 plus 4. How many have become? 10. Is it clear? So here it is 10, here it is 6. Again it is an imbalanced equation. So now I should balance this one. So here it is 6. So if I add 4, that means if I add 4 atoms to this, it becomes 10. Is it clear? That means in a simple way, if I multiply 2 with 5, you will get 10. So what I will do? I will change this as 5. Is it? Now in third step, I am checking whether I got the balanced equation or not. So carbons. How many carbons are there? 3. So on the right hand side, I have 3 carbon atoms. And on LHS side also I have 3. Here subscript is nothing, so 1 into 3 is 3. Yes, I got that carbon. Next, hydrogens 8. Okay, hydrogens I have 8. Here there is no hydrogen, here there is hydrogen. Subscript is 2. So 2 into 4. How much it is? 8. Okay, next, oxygens. Oxygens, subscript is 2. So 2 into 5, 10. Okay, and here oxygen subscript is 2. So 2 into 3. 2 3s are 6 plus here oxygen subscript is nothing. So we will assume it as 1. So 1 into 4 it is 4. So 6 plus 4 it is also 10. Is it clear? See now, the RHS side atoms and LHS side atoms are same. Is it clear? So, then this equation is called as a balanced equation. Is it clear? So, again in step 4, that the coefficients of the molecules are least numbers. Is it clear? See now, here it is 5, 3, 4 and 1. So, these are the least numbers. I am assuming it for your understanding. If I got this equation when I balance this. See here it is 2C3H8 plus 10O2 gives rise to 6CO2 plus 8H2O. So the coefficients which are present before the formula units. Is it clear? So all are big numbers. That means those are not least numbers. So can I say this as a balanced equation? No, I cannot say this as a balanced equation. Why, teacher? You can say that all atoms are equal. So we can say it as a balanced equation. Yes, of course, that is a point. But we need to have least numbers in the equation. That means the coefficient should be least numbers. Is it clear? So now how to do this? Okay. So how we can achieve the least number? So check the equation, and if all the equation is divisible by any number. So here it is 2. Okay, I will divide the equation by 2. So 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 fives are 2 ones are 2 threes are 2 ones are 2 fours are. So now if 5, here it is 1, 5, 3, 4. So if I divide with any number, are they divisible? No. So these are the least numbers, coefficients. Is it clear? So see 1, 1, 5, 5, 3, 3, 4, 4. Is it clear? So now this can be called as a balanced equation. This is also called a balanced equation, but here the coefficients are large numbers. Is it clear? So this is the final step in the balancing equation. So here you can see all the elements are having the least number. Now we will see another example. So another example is, here I am taking iron oxide. I am reacting it with aluminium. Okay, so it gives iron plus aluminium trioxide. So this is the word equation. So for balancing a chemical equation, first I need to write the formula units. So what are the formula units? For iron oxide it is Fe2O3 plus aluminium is Al gives rise to iron. Iron is Fe plus aluminium trioxide, that is Al2O3. Is it clear? So this is the formula units for this equation. So now this equation is called as a skeleton equation. So step 1 in balancing equation is nothing but writing a skeleton equation. So this is called a skeleton equation. Now step 2. So in step 2 what I am doing? I am comparing the number of atoms. So for this you need to make a table. Is it clear? So make a table. Already have studied in last example. Here element, here it is RHS and here it is LHS. Okay. So now what are the elements present? Fe, oxygen, aluminium. Okay. Now RHS side. So in RHS side how many iron Fe atoms are there? 2. Oxygen atoms are 3 and aluminium are 1. So on LHS side iron is 1. On LHS side iron is 1, aluminium are 2, aluminium are 2 and oxygen as 3 and aluminium as 2. Now by seeing this we can say that number of atoms are same, that is 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 1 6. Here also 1 plus 3 4, 4 plus 2 6. So here and here both are same. That means you can say it as a balanced equation. Yes? No. Why? Because the number of atoms should be equal but not the total number. Is it clear? So the number of each atom atom on the RHS side and LHS side should be equal. Is it clear? So now see, here it is 2 and here it is 1. Is it clear? So now first I will consider iron. So here it is 2, here it is 1. So if I multiply this with 2, I will get it as 2. Okay? So I am writing this in equation, that is 2. Okay? Now oxygens are 3 and here also 3. So no need to go for oxygen. Next here aluminium is 1 and here it is 2. Okay? So now I need to balance on the RHS side. So if I multiply this with 2, I will get 2. Is it clear? So now I will write it as here. So some students while balancing the equations they will make a mistake. That is what? They will not write the number as a coefficient. They will write it as a superscript. So this should not be done. Always the equation you need to write the number as a coefficient. Is it clear? Now see, this is the equation. Now I will see step 3. Okay. So in step 3 I will consider. Step 2 has been completed. So I have got this equation after step 2. Now I will consider step 3 is I will check the number of atoms. So here iron 2, here 2. Okay, and here oxygen 3, here oxygens are 3. Okay, and here aluminiums are 2 and here aluminiums are 2. Is it clear? See, now iron atoms are 2 and 2. Oxygen atoms are 3 on RHS and 3 on LHS. Aluminium atoms are 2 on RHS and 2 on LHS. So from this we can say that this is a balanced equation. And in step 4 what we need to do? We need to check the coefficients least number. So already it is 1, 2, 2, 1. So those are nothing but the least numbers. So this is a balanced equation. Now we have seen the balancing of a chemical equation. So that method, that means the method we did is nothing but called as a trial and hit method. That means we are trialing a number and if that number is getting success on that, we will place the number. Is it clear? That method is nothing but called as a trial and hit method. Is it clear? So now I am giving you some of the equations for balancing. So you balance these equations in the method I have said you and comment the answers in the comment section.